Hello everyone, my name is Sante Jarrett, a student at Tyler Community College. My major is the General Studies of Communications, and today I will be trying to persuade you of why should you at least, give rap a listen and how did it change the American culture. So I will discuss about things like the history of it and how did it impact today's culture. So my first reason that I will go through is how did it change America, because it teaches you something. Next, I would give you my second reason, which is because of its influence in the 2000s and the 2010s. My last reason I will be explaining is how it gave an impact to the whole world. Then lastly, or next, I will give you 3 albums to listen to for each decade, from the 90s, 2000s, and the 2010s. Also, 2 to 3 artists from each era. Lastly, I will summarize this speech, and I hope you will give this genre a listen, and I hope you like it. So, stay tuned. So, as you know, or as you probably don't know, rap has been around in the 1970s and to the early 80s, and it started from up north, mainly New York City, or any city in New York, basically New York. The pioneers of rap consisted of people like Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash, and others from that city and state. Rap is basically a poem with beats in the background. That's how I think of it. Also, at the time back then, DJs would play sick beats, and I say sick because, this is just starting to come around for most people. So most people haven't heard of music like this before, stating that, oh, this is sick, dude. Yeah, things like that. And people would like go with the flow, with the beat, and it ended up being called hip hop. It started to get going in the 80s, though. People like Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash, and others were the ones who people listened to then because of, like their flows. Like their flows were just amazing. So people started to pay attention to rap more. And so they had some good storytelling. It wasn't like the 90s or the 2000s era, but they had some really good storytelling, to start off rap. And then it got really going in the 90s, though. You have people like Tupac, Biggie, Ice Cube, Easy E. Then you had rap groups that started to come around too, like NWA, Bone Thugs and Harmony. That started evolving. Rap started to evolve and take over because of the flows. The beats were sick in the 90s. The storytelling was sky high through the roof. It was really good back then. It was really good. It gave people what to do in the streets, how people survived. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what somebody's going through until you learn about it or you hear about it from them, like from their personal experiences. So in the 2000s, you have people like Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, and Eminem starting to take over. This is when rap is starting to take over all of the other genres, probably besides pop. And it was crazy. Rap had just now started to come and take over. The racists listening to it. Crazy. This time around, though, yeah, other races have started to become hip hop artists because of Eminem, Big Pun, Fat Joe, and all of those other people. And now it's the 2010s. Well, really, it's 2020, but it's the 2010s still. Rap is still booming. It's probably bigger than ever now. You have rap in other genres. There's sub-genres to rap. There's like emo rap, emo trap, pop rap, country rap. I don't know if there's such thing as rock rap, though. I don't really want to hear that. There probably is. Yeah, people like Lil Uzi Vert, emo rap, Future trap, Thug also trap, and XXXTentacion, rock rap, emo trap, emo rap. Alright. does teach you something though, because of what rappers speak in their songs. Like for an example, there's rappers like Tupac, Eazy-E, Bone Thugs, and I'm gonna give you some of today's artists like Polo G, Meek Mill, Mac Miller, R.P. Mac Miller, Juice World, R.P. to Juice World too, that has talked about the struggles in the past. I mean, sometimes they talk about drugs and violence. I mean, some people rap about those things, and it's only because it's where they grew up and they want to encourage others that they can do whatever they want if they strive for it and don't do bad things. Other rappers may talk about what's going on in the real world, like racism, sexism, history of their race, African Americans mostly, so they can educate their listeners and let them see the world from their point of view. Because you can't just look at the world from one point of view, you have to look at it from others' point of view so you can understand what they're saying. Rap in the 2000s and the 2010s have been influential for most people because they set the genre up for what it is today. People like Kanye West, Lil Wayne, Eminem have not only been an idol or an influential rapper today, but to normal citizens like you and me. These rappers have changed how it is today. For an example, Lil Wayne was the first rapper to use auto-tune to perfection, and I mean to perfection. The way how he sounded like a robot, but the way that he mastered it though was like beautiful. If you ever listen to a song like Lollipop, what's another song like Fireman, No Worries, songs like that, you will see what I'm talking about. Also, how he came up with his bars was second to none. I mean, this man had an incredible ways of coming up with bars. His most famous bar is when he said, "Real G's moving salads like lasagna," which means that Lil Wayne is a real gangster, but he moves in silence so nobody can catch him, like the letter G in lasagna, because you don't hear the letter G in lasagna. Kanye West, I mean, he has influenced people in many different ways. By being smart and multi-talented, he would produce some of his biggest hits, like Heartless, Stronger, Flashing Lights, and many others. The way that his voice sounded and how he produced those songs were timeless. I mean, if you listen to the whole entire 808 and Heartbreaks album, you will fall in love with that album. He is a major reason why producers make wavy, cool, outer space type of beats nowadays. His fashion was also different than others, which is another reason why he was loved so much. Eminem is the last rapper I will be talking about because since he was Caucasian, nobody thought that he could spit like other rappers, but he proved them wrong. After getting discovered by Dr. Dre, Eminem showed the world that he's a good rapper, and he still is today. He's a big influence because he showed that no matter what race, gender, or religion, or anything that you are, you can do what you want to do. Now, rap genre has been listened to all over the world. There is a thing called UK drill rap, which is basically a rapper rapping about violence on a heartbeat. But rap has its downside too, though. People want their kids to listen to it because it's too controversial, which depends on the topic, and because it's too dangerous and the child can fall on the wrong path. This is not true. If your child has common sense and not doing anything negative, it is a positive impact around the world, and because it's showing people who's from America the goods and the bads that take place here. It shows foreigners that America has their own problems as well. The rappers that I suggest you should try out from the 80s, Grandmaster Flash Curtis Blow, the 90s, Tupac and NWA, the 2000s, Lil Wayne, Eminem, and Kanye West, and for the 2010s, Lil Uzi Vert, Juice WRLD, J. Cole. Now, these are the albums I think you should try to listen to. 808 and Heartbreaks by Kanye West, Love is Rage 2 by Lil Uzi Vert, 2014 Forest Hills Drive by J. Cole, and Goodbye and Good Riddance by Juice WRLD. So to summarize this, I have told you everything you need to know about why I think you should know about rap and why I think you should listen to it. It's not for everyone, so if you do not enjoy it, it is okay. But I hope you do enjoy these artists and albums and whoever you found as your favorite artist. Until next time.